Welcome back, everyone, to the $2,500 UMG Prime Ghost 4v4 Search and Destroy tournament. It's myself, Lano, here in the UMG studio, joined from home with James Matone. James, we're hopping in here toward our first semifinal matchup. It's facing off between Howdy and the side of Genetix. They've asked us to change their name from THH to Genetix. Not exactly sure why, but we're going to do it regardless. And daddyPBeaR, who is on the side of Genetix, is currently in a 1-on-3. Trying to find a player inside of that top drug, but it will be Killaa there for the response. And James, if we know anything about Killaa from the side of Howdy, we know that you cannot let him go off, because if he does, it's going to be a very, very difficult time for the opposition.
Oh, definitely so, Lando. And you think that, obviously, that Killaa and company over on Howdy's is a great team. Well, let me just tell you about Genetix right here, right now. They do have the rap god known as GodFiber.
Yes.
Also known as Alex, UNDFTD. I actually listened to his SoundCloud, like, right before we dropped in. I mean...
Was he dropping bars?
I think Young Money got side on him. Oh, my God. He has bars for days, man. He has bars for days. And he's probably spitting them as he's playing the game, which... he can probably do a lot easier now that he's dead. And we're in a 2v3 right now with Howdy's, with the man disadvantaged, JoeEspo and JoeEspo, the last two alive on the side of Howdy's. Genetix having Downer, Converted, and PBeaR up, and it's that. Searching around, Espo going to get taken down, JoeEspo. 1v3 situation, spots one in the back, and just the timing of that, not good enough, but may get lucky here. Picks up one on the side of the truck, 2v1 JoeEspo, trying to go on a run here on Warhawk, map number 1 of the semifinal of the UMG Prime tournament tonight on October 15th. And Mealy Bomb gets planted. Nice long shot with the Vector. Needs to find PBeaR in order to win this round. And Lando, I think he may be able to do it, and JoeEspo clutches the 3v1 right then and there.
Major play there coming in from the man known as JoeEspo. He's soaring at the moment, as he's currently sitting at 4-0, flawless at the time, as his team will now be up 2-0. And this is a guy who we got to obviously watch in the prior series that Howdy ended up having. That was versus, of course, the side of Pickups, I believe, which, you know, wasn't necessarily the strongest of competition overall for them. However, it really wasn't him who was kind of going off. Normally it was Killaa who was having strong performances, JoeEspo as well. And he's kind of like a guy who, as he actually gets taken out for the first blood there, isn't always kind of in that spotlight. So it's interesting to see him kind of have a hot start here to our first 2 rounds of play. Of course, that third round will kind of silence him for the time being. So a much-needed kill there comes in from a Genetix. And we'll see how things do start to progress. Shot from the side coming in from PBeaR. He finds the second one as well. Beautiful 2 kills in sequences. Now it's Killaa 1v4. Make it a 1vx, as no matter what, he would have dropped either way. Downer just off to the side will shut him down. And despite GodFiber currently dropping a donut, he's got his teammates picking it up for him as he'll get around on the board here, James.
All right, Lando, and definitely this one going to be interesting for those of you who aren't familiar with these UMG Prime tournaments, and we're not familiar with the COD Ghost scene. These are guys that pretty much have been grinding their butts off even during the jetpack era of Call of Duty. They've stuck to their guns, and it's really going to pay off for them potentially next year as the game switches back to World War II. Pretty much don't know where these players land in terms of organizations or where they're at in terms of finding teams. But don't be surprised if some of these guys wind up finding some pretty solid orgs that want to take a gamble at them, maybe grind through the open bracket, and who knows, maybe we'll see one of them in the LAN League or something.
Definitely could in the future. As looking on board right now with Killaa, Remington in hand, currently sitting back. Water tower at the moment, just playing very passively. Is JoeEspo on the flank. Definitely trying to gain any information he can. Spots one from the flank, and now Killaa realizes he has to make the push himself. Awkward spot for him, but the long-range engagements is where he can succeed at. However, player up close will be GodFiber, and he will be able to shut down Killaa. Kind of an awkward spot, but one that definitely could have worked out had we ended up seeing Killaa's teammate make that one happen. However, in the end, it will be a rush coming in from GodFiber, which will seal the deal as 2 rounds in a row go toward the side of Genetix.
And a very interesting back and forth action here on Warhawk. And like I said, no matter what the fate of the CBL is next year, you can definitely see these guys really bursting through the seams, whether it's online or possibly live at events. Bird had definitely shown that he has a little bit of clutch factor with that sniper rifle. And honestly, those are the players that I'm expecting to rise up the most when it goes back to boots on the ground. Players who are very skilled with those one-shot, one-kill weapons, so they don't have to worry about the verticality so much so. And Converted, searching for one, but misses that one as they start hyping him up. 0 for 2 right now with that. Not really the best shot, man. Come on, Converted. I literally hyped you up for about 15 seconds. You come and disappoint me like this. Just shaking my head right now.
SMH.
SMH, man. SMH.
JoeEspo getting the bomb down here over at the A sites. It looks like PBeaR will be here early. Tries to go for that nice little jump peek there toward that side of American. Not spotting anyone for the time being. Trying to maybe wait for his teammate to make his way forward. Of course, as that stun comes out, it will distract one player, which will be DraftaY. Thing is, as Converted comes on what seems kind of like a flank on the opposite end, JoeEspo is wrapping back as well. JoeEspo should be able to find this one. In no way should Converted be checking this. Regardless, does. Escapes with his life, and just like that, the kills come in unison. JoeEspo and DraftaY successful plant there on A, and they defend it in a great scenario there.
Pretty solid job, to say the least. Nothing else to say besides that the shots were just really in their favor. And again, I'm really expecting this game to go all 3 rounds. I mean, they've grinded through a lot of talented players. I believe Howdy3EZ was the side that defeated a side led by Tyler, a.k.a. Felony. And Genetix actually beat the side led by everyone's favorite, Killaa, who had a pretty good run in this tournament, but were stonewalled by this Genetix side. And look at that. Converted is doing a solid job spraying through the smoking, but Killaa is the one going to get the kill on that first play.
You got to be specific. It looks like the side of Genetix has beaten 1 Killaa, but can they beat the other one is the question at hand right now. Of course, King Killaa, not to be confused with Killaa. King Killaa has 2 L's. Or actually, no, he has 2 A's, what am I saying? So, totally different. Totally different person. Totally different guy. But regardless of that, it will be the side of Howdy, who is, I don't know, maybe waving their cowboy hats at the side of Genetix right now. Converted, probably a little bit frustrated because he has the most kills in the entire lobby, yet only 2-round victories out of it. So,
100%. And back to what you're saying, you don't really believe that we've, come so far to perfect cloning technology that we have 2 Adam Slosses, and he's actually posing as King Killaa right now? Because personally, I think so.
I love that Call of Duty professional players are now having children. I think that's amazing.
Oh,
like,
I do as
well. Killaa has children walking around this earth.
Cloning. I'm talking about cloning. You're talking about having kids. Those are 2 different things, Lando. I don't know how you were taught birds and the bees. I'm pretty sure that cloning isn't the way to. Oh my. Okay.
I didn't say cloning at all. I was just talking about.
I was talking about.
I think that's kind of creepy that you're talking about cloning. To be honest, I think mine's much more sincere.
What? I'm talking about the kills are so similar in playstyle that you can kind of maybe see this in Call of Duty Ghosts and like the. Oh my. Oh man.
I think my point was very valid, to be honest with you.
He's. All right. Well.
Can you imagine the gun skill of some of the Call of Duty Pros children that they're gonna have?
God.
I can only imagine.
I don't even know.
At 7 years old, world titles will be won.
Oh my God. Yeah, and like Nintendo's like Splatoon 4 or something.
Yes, exactly.
They won't be able to play in like Call of Duty until they're 18.
Well, in Halo, I mean, they could succeed in Halo for right now.
You gotta be 12 for that, and even then, I don't even know if they're gonna have a little.
I mean, hey.
I'm not too sure on what's happening with that entire Halo circuit.
I'm pretty sure Hook was like 9 years old when he was beating everybody and like finishing second. Like,
not too sure about
something
that.
Like
but anyways, we're cracking jokes here, and immediately the side of King Killaa and Howdy3EZ defeats Genetix on that number 1, 6-3. Pretty standard distribution of kills right here. JoeEspo and Espo, 7 kills a pop. DraftaY and King Killaa with 6 aside. And pretty much that will do it for this first round. We'll see if Genetix can win it back on Sovereign.
Indeed. Should be a pretty interesting one, to say the least. But like you said, a pretty easy victory in the end for the side of Howdy, as they do win this one 6-2. Besides Genetix has to play a little bit better than that. GodFiber only 2-6, along with PBeaR 3-7. Pretty interesting gamer tag, to say the least. However, myself and James Matone have been doing the casting for you guys tonight. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed it up until this point. But of course, only potentially one more map will set part between the semifinals and our finals matchup. Howdy, of course, only one map away from doing so, which will be on Sovereign. Question being, can the set of Genetix at least force one more map? And that would be on Freight, if we do see that very interesting map number 3. Guys, we're going to do a commercial break. We return more action here from the $2,500 UMG Prime Goes 4v4 Search and Destroy. We'll be back. Welcome back, boys and girls. The $2,500 UMG Prime Goes 4v4 Search and Destroy. It's myself, Lando, joined by James Matone. And James, we're hopping in here toward map number 2. It's S&D on Sovereign between Howdy and Genetix. Howdy had a pretty easy road in their map number 1 victory there on Warhawk. James, they won that one 6 rounds to 2. And question being, can the set of Genetix respond? And can they at least force that map number 3, or will things be done after just 2 maps of play? That answer getting ready to be given now as we're currently looking on board with JoeEspo. Actually, DradFi gets the nice turn on there from the stairs. We'll take out PBeaR, and that's going to be an early round number 1 in the books. DradFi, right place, right time, happens to be on those stairs and gets that kill there along with the plant. So, with that round number 1 in the books, and I got to ask how you're feeling right now, James. Do you think that the side of Genetix can start to bring this one back, or do you think Howdy's just playing way too strong?
I don't know. I feel like that this is the side of Howdy's tournament to lose. They just have multiple players that can go off at any moment. Sometimes Killaa is the one to really run away with it. Other times, I feel like JoeEspo does a solid job in those close range situations. Now whipping out the TAC-12, I'm going to see him use that in close quarters. And now DraftaY, who wasn't really impressing so much in the last game, now technically leading the way with a kill and a plant, no deaths on his side. As we are on board, I guess, with JoeEspo, trying to search for his first kill for his team, gets it with the shotgun, picks up another one in his back pocket, is going to be searching for a couple more kills. DraftaY turn this into a 2v2. DraftaY immediately going down afterwards, though, and now we're tied at 1.
Indeed we are. It looks like a downer in our final kill cam. Spots DraftaY just toward the outside of that bomb site. Picks up the kind of outliers of that push. As like I said, we are now level at 1-1 with JoeEspo. Still trying to lead that way. Of course, did some damage there with that TAC-12. And I know we talked about this a little bit earlier on in the tournament. The strongness, really, of those shotguns up close and how lethal they can really be.
What the heck was that?
Curious to see if we witness a set of Genetix who have any of those shotguns. I think I do see a Bison for converted. Interesting play. I've seen this a few times in our past Ghost tournaments, and it usually doesn't work out the best. However, you never know. Bison meta was the thing, and converted obviously trying to maybe convert us to that being the case. Up close fight, Bison not going to win. As DraftaY says, yeah, the Vector just plays a little bit stronger in my opinion, and now PBeaR having to walk past his dead teammate. 1v4, spots at least one on that bomb site. I don't believe he spotted the second. And now is left in a pretty awkward scenario as, yes, he will be dropped. And it seems that the rounds that Howdy are winning are just in pure dominant fashion, James. It's almost like they're just kind of not like effortlessly getting kills, but just the teamwork. It's just like the overall knowledge is there. The chemistry seems to be there with these guys. As like I said in the past, this group of players, actually, this entire 4 has played in tournaments, many tournaments in the past together. And I'm curious to see if that maybe is a little bit of an edge that they have right now over the side of Genetix in general. And we'll see if that is the case as time does move forward. As looking on board here in round number 4. As looking right now with daddyPBeaR. Currently does have that bomb in hand. Trying to do some work with it. Of course, playing pretty passively for the moment. Waiting for that first blood to potentially go forward. Just around on those stairs, trying to make his way inside of that bomb site. You see the two players kind of playing together. GodFiber just up top, converted on the stairs below. daddyPBeaR potentially getting that bomb down here shortly, just trying to play this one, but stuns, the nades come forward, and here comes the gunfight. daddyPBeaR does a great job at using that bomb as some cover at the same time as teammate Fiber shuts down one. The stuns coming in. How does the push work out is the question. the answer not going to be solved, as GodFiber will find the final 2, as it will be the shots from the Vector along with the knife to the heart that will solidify the fight in his team's way. And now Genetix trying to bring their way back into this one, James.
Pretty spicy one indeed, Lando. Genetix backs against the wall, tying this up 2-2 at this point. And really, it's a matter of going home with a guaranteed $500 or just letting your entire night go to waste, to say the least. It's definitely a cruel tournament here. First place gets $2 grand, second 500, third or fourth, walking out with nada.
Not a cent. Down in front in the first blood. That one going to be on King Killaa. Granted, Killa's usually a guy that we talk about to have these strong performances for his team. Currently sitting at 0-4. By no means of being that impact player that we've talked about in the past. And now, due to his slow performances, it's now going to leave JoeEspo in a 1v3. Thankfully, due to his positioning around the map, not actually going to be near that bomb. Does allow him to kind of free roam around the map. So he does spot one on the flank. The 1v3 that could be converted. We'll see if he can shut down a Fiber and daddyPBeaR to make this clutch a likely one. And he does spot those players going toward that backside spawn wraparound. And he's going to try to go for the cutoff. This could definitely work out for him. The thing is that he needs to use good trigger discipline. Spots one, knows the second one is coming, and JoeEspo plays it well. Gets to 1-on-3, along with his overall scoreline, echoing the same sentiments, 8-2. Strong plays from JoeEspo, as that's going to be major momentum right now for Howdy.
Right, Lando, right there. Espo just having a shot on fire now, currently 8-2. And again, like I said before, this team just has certain players go off at certain times. When KiiNG Killaa is slacking, just look at JoeEspo to bring up the rear in this case, now cooking a grenade and trying to spot one. But yeah, honestly, he's just been so well, and I didn't even realize he got a kill with that grenade right there. Now making it 4-3, Killaa going down once again as he's in line to join the agency with 2 more deaths.
Yeah, and if you're in JoeEspo's point of view, if you're the opposite side, if you're Genetix, you can't really let him or afford to let him get to that current positioning, because he kind of just hops around those stairs and has a free nade to throw. There's no one to kind of respond with shots there. So an interesting play from the side of Genetix, not really having a whole lot of players forced toward that map room or war room side. Allows him to get that free first blood on the stairs, and that's a very easy, nice nade to know as well. As still looking through the eyes of JoeEspo at the moment. Spots one inside of B. He's able to tag some shots in the side, as he's going to have to do it all himself for the final 2. He's done it in the past. Can he do it again? Another clutching situation. Has reached double figures and just happens to peek around at the worst time possible. GodFiber will get his revenge in that scenario, and thankfully will not allow another clutch to come out from Joe. As GodFiber on the opposite side playing very well, will reach that 8th kill. And more importantly, gets another round on the board for the side of Genetix. And at this point, James, they desperately need every round they can get to at least force a map 3.
Now 2 players here, Espo and Fiber. Fiber not performing as well in the last match, whereas the side of Howdy's had pretty much an even distribution of kills across all their players. Now, JoeEspo leading the charge in double digits. GodFiber. All his teammates are doing well. Doing a little bit better as Espo goes down first. This may be another round to the favor of Genetix, as immediately 3v2 situation. Now Fiber still trying to look for a couple of picks and going to try to continue to lead his team to victory.
I'm very curious to see what the play call is right now for Howdy, because of course they do rush that A site. They're currently down a man, and now they're trying to wrap back around. Well, so JeeGeagle does have the bomb here on this B site. Very risky for him to be alone at this current point of view, because if he drops, it's almost a case of where DraftaY can't even grab that bomb along with him. He does wrap back. They will join alongside each other inside of B, so only apart from each other for the moment. And JeeGeagle somehow able to find that kill on GodFiber. You got to be questioning why that one was likely, and JeeGeagle just happens to get another hit marker. That player most likely questioning why that was possible. Converted, is able to stay alive for the time. 2 more of those, and he would have been dropped just like that. Easier said than done. And JeeGeagle playing this one well. Hops here toward this A site. Question being, once he gets this plan off, what's the play call? Where does he go? He's trapped, and he does get shut down. Converted will get his revenge. And we'll definitely let him know, having no issue firing some shots in the body, converted doing it. I believe GodFiber was doing it a few rounds prior. Genetix is letting them know that we are now in the lead, and we're potentially in prime point to potentially force that map number 3 on Freight.
Yeah, definitely be interesting to see what happens. And as you said before, honestly, at that point, you want to duck towards the house right to the north side of that bomb site. But honestly, right there, when you have that perfect pinch where you literally have players to the above and below of A, there's just no way you're getting out of there alive.
Definitely a difficult spot to be in. DraftaY, I've seen him rock the sniper rifle many times. However, it happens to be counter. Not sure if that was a perfect play call or one that just happened to work out in their favor. Regardless, DraftaY has to reposition. He does have that sniper rifle out. Once he does realize that plan is forward, now he actually has the worst timing possible. DraftaY, if he kind of waited in that back position, could have been more lethal with that sniper rifle, but just happens to check out as soon as the bomb goes down. The offensive team makes a good aggressive play. He's no longer useful in this scenario. However, now a 1v3 converted, the last alive. Actually does have a nice lens, and you can actually shoot through that, and does it well. Great shot coming in from converted. Now a 1-on-2. They know his positioning. They know he was just in nest. But another defuse is coming in. It's actually Killaa who will go for the immediate recheck. Converted will find the kill yet again through the wall. However, the defuse comes in regardless. A very smart play. They're coming in from Killaa. Despite joining the agency, he grabs the defuse and also will level things up at 4-4. A major sacrifice, but one that does pay off in a round victory there, James.
And when you can't get those wins in gunfights, you just really have to contribute to your team in other ways. Killaa showing that right there. Being that backup guy on the bomb, knowing for a fact that he was pretty much going to back out after he saw the initial person push through. Because at that point, you wouldn't expect 2 people to kind of be there defusing the bomb. You'd be expecting them to go around, and Killaa really contributing. We'll try to see him here get his first kill. Maybe we'll get some good luck after pretty much being a team player.
Definitely Killaa actually just happens to look away at the worst time possible. That definitely could have been a 4v1 scenario. However, quickly things start to change. Downer shuts down DraftaY. JoeEspo just happens to get the bomb down here inside of B, as it will be a 2v2. Level at 4. JoeEspo drops inside the middle, and it looks like JoeEspo was there for the response. 1v1. JoeEspo the hot man so far, but can Downer get some time in the spotlight? 25 seconds left before that bomb does go off. Tries to wrap around with the pistol, but JoeEspo goes for the full flank, and it will pay off inside a map room, as JoeEspo showing us exactly why he is 12-4. As it now will be 5 rounds to 4 in favor of Howdy. Granted, this one's playing a lot closer, but yet again, another strong performance coming in from one of the players on Howdy. This time it is JoeEspo, and it is JoeEspo. Killaa is still yet to find a kill at this point. We'll see if any impact possible, any information gained can change that in some way. JoeEspo yet again finding a pre-nade. That time it's going to be on converted. Kill starting to go back and forth, and now GodFiber finds a nice one. He ends up dropping, and now daddyPBeaR 1v2, trying to stay alive in this tournament and force a map 3. Can he do it is the question, or will there run in here in the semifinals? Trying to check around here inside of this B site. Can he make anything happen is the question. The bomb is down. He doesn't have it in his hands, and it's actually just outside of this room, so it's going to be awkward for him to try and grab this one. And it's also going to make it even more awkward because of the angle that JoeEspo and JoeEspo are currently both stationed at. And it looks like daddyPBeaR realizes that, hey, I've got some time to work with. I can try to go for a little bit of a flank, but the knife to the heart will seal the deal, and JoeEspo adding to his total here, James, as he will reach 15-4. Not the highest we've seen tonight, but definitely one of the most impressive.
And that is literally a dagger into the hopes of Genetix. 6-4, the final score in that second map. 2-0, Howdy's will take it. And even though Killaa was not on top of his game, JoeEspo throwing the team on his back, as well as JoeEspo. And honestly, Espo, if you're going to have to name an MVP player for this tournament, you may have to give it to him after a performance like that. And you have to wonder how he will do against a team that we now know is going to be in the finals that actually just wrapped up recently. I believe it is going to be the side of BFHT, who are going to meet Howdy's in the grand finals of this UMG Prime tournament.
Indeed, should be a very interesting one to watch. Of course, final reflections of the semifinal that we got to win is between Howdy and Genetix. Match number 1 was fairly easy. That one took place on Warhawk. Howdy ended up winning that one 6 rounds to 2. And, of course, the one you just witnessed, S&D on Sovereign, 6 rounds to 4. And near round 11, therefore, from the side of Genetix, but one that could not fully be converted. No pun intended there. However, one that does end. Now it's time for our final, like James just said, for our $2,500 UMG Prime tournament for this evening. Hope you guys have obviously enjoyed the casting for tonight. It's been an awesome time to bring this for you guys. However, we just got one more series left in our way. Who will win a majority of that $2,500 prize? We will find that out when we come back.